Welcome to Code Catch Up. Today we're going to be running through using Let's Encrypt to encrypt your website with free SSL. Now, what we've got here is a very simple DigitalOcean box running a LAMP stack. So this is just general Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. For this example, we don't actually really need the full LAMP stack. This is just purely running through Apache and loading a simple static page here. As you can see, it's the default Apache page. I haven't set anything nice up here, but it will still give the same effect. So essentially what we want to do is change our normal HTTP demo.codecatchup.com to use HTTPS and be able to come up using the green lock icon, and everything's transmitting over a secure connection. So what we can do is we can use Let's Encrypt. Now, Let's Encrypt is a new certificate authority. So it's providing free, automated, and open SSL certificates. And they've only recently come into public beta, which means anyone can use the service to generate SSL certificates. And this is fantastic. One of the big benefits of this is it's all through a very simple Acme CLI client, and allows you to easily register SSL certificates. Very, very simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to run through that process now, and I'll run through some other things as well with that. So what we're going to be using is the Let's Encrypt Acme client. So it's pretty simple there. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to the server now. The only thing that I've done on this server is install Git, which you will need to clone the Let's Encrypt repo down. So what I've done is just given some simple commands here to clone the Git repository and then cd into the directory. So what this will do is now clone our Let's Encrypt CLI client, and from there we'll be able to then run and encrypt. So what we want to do here is we want to run the auto script. So this is within the Let's Encrypt directory. Let's have a look at what files we're given here. There's quite a number of files here, which you can have a look through at your own leisure. But the main one that we're interested in is the Let's Encrypt Auto. So what we're going to do is we're going to run that with the help option. And what this is going to do is show us what options we have available, as well as make sure that Let's Encrypt is installed, any requirements are there, and it will also update Let's Encrypt script as well if it's needed. So as you can see, it's going through now and installing anything that is required. Okay, now it's all installed, and as you can see, we're given some very simple commands here. We have our default certs only install, revoke, rollback, config changes, and plugins. So there's quite a lot we can do there. The main things that we've got here is the choice of the server plugins. So we've got Apache, we've got standalone, and then we have Nginx support. It says it is experimental. I actually haven't played around with this, but I believe it does work quite well. So what we're going to do, as seeing as this is a LAMP stack, we're using Apache, we're going to use the automatic installation using Apache here. So what we're going to do is we're going to run this auto script. We're going to tell it that we want to use Apache, and then we want to specify any domain. So at the moment, we just want to do one domain, demo.codecatchup.com. If I wanted to do another one, I could do D again, and then let's say example.codecatchup.com, and that would also register that SSL certificate. One thing to note though is you cannot do wildcard certificates. So we couldn't do anything like star.codecatchup.com. Unfortunately, Let's Encrypt is not, basically they've said that they're not going to issue wildcard SSL certificates. Now, I'm not too sure if they'll ever change this, but I do not believe that they will. They seem fairly strong in regards to that they're not going to be issuing wildcard certificates, which it's not a bad thing because you could easily just keep adding on the domains that you need. But yeah, this is what you get out of the box. So who knows, maybe they'll open up in the future. So we're going to run the auto script now, and what that's going to do is go back again, make sure that Let's Encrypt is updated and the virtual environments, dependencies, everything's in place. And as you can see here now, it's popping up asking me for an email address. So what I'm going to do is put in the Code Catch-Up email address. You can put your own in there, obviously. And yeah, basically they're just going to send you any notices, and if you've lost a key to recover, things like that, just general notifications from them. So what that's going to do is then go and register this email address with them. And as you can see, I've been asked to accept an agreement. Very simple terms of service there. We'll click through that. And then we should have one more step, I believe. Okay, so this last step is to choose the HTTP access that's required. So we can either make sure that all requests redirect to HTTPS, or we can just have it so it allows both. For this example, I'm just going to allow both just so you can see the differences. But generally, you probably want to be selecting secure. And what this will do is just make sure that the correct redirects are put in place. So it will automatically redirect from HTTP to HTTPS. So we're going to go back to easy. And then we've given this URL here, which we can test the SSL, which is quite handy. So we open this up. And what it's going to do is run through and check that we've got everything in place. And it'll run through all of the general checks that you'd need to do anyway. So it's a very, very good idea. And as you can see, it's provided a bunch of information there, which is fantastic. So it's looking good so far. Eventually this will complete and it will turn green and everything should be good to go for us to complete. While it's happening, I'll just click OK on here and we're back. Now there's some important notices here in regards to recovery and things like that. One of the main things you want to look at though is the location. So everything in regards to the certificates are installed under Etsy, Let's Encrypt, and then from within there they have several. They've got live, archive, etc. It also gives you an expiration date. Now this is a really, really important thing here. With the public beta, this may be changing in the future. I think they're going to be doing it every year or automatic renewals. You will need to renew that every 90 days. So it's not a big deal. I'm not too sure why they're doing this. I didn't actually research that part, but I believe it's just in case there's anything they need to change during the public beta. But it's a very simple fix. So all you need to do is set up a cron script to run that same command I ran earlier, and you could do it, once a month, every 2 months, whatever you like, as long as it's within that 90-day period, and it will renew the certificate and everything will keep working as normal. So now that that is done, we'll flick back over. It's still determining there, but if we go back to our site and refresh, it still works as normal. But now if we change it to HTTPS, we get the green lock icon. And as you can see, it's all encrypted, which is fantastic. So that was very, very simple. If you speed this up and you just run the commands very quickly, or if you've already got it, Let's Encrypt installed on the server, to encrypt any domains is very, very quick and easy. It's fantastic. I think this is a huge leap forward for the web, and it shows that there's definitely no reason why you shouldn't be running your website over HTTPS. So that's essentially with Let's Encrypt. If you want to find out some more, please do check out the podcast episode on Coder Catch Up. As you can see we have episode 49, which discusses everything about Let's Encrypt, everything behind it, all the gotchas and things like that. So check that out there at episode 49. If you have any comments or anything like that, please leave them in the comment section below. Otherwise, if you really enjoyed this episode, please smack the like button and make sure you subscribe and tell your friends.